As Newcastle's stadium redevelopment plan is kicking into gear, so is the transfer front.
What do you mean by that?
So from Sky Sports' Florian Plettenberg revealing the massive concrete talks with an exciting star, to a blockbuster deal for a monster defender, to a potential electric attacking new signing. As per, join us as we'll break it all down and discuss the latest Newcastle United transfer news.
Let's go!
So starting off, Newcastle United have taken a significant step in their long-term stadium plans, after confirming the purchase of a large section of the historic Leazes Terrace building next to St James's Park. For years, speculation has surrounded the future of Newcastle's home, with discussions ongoing over whether the club should expand the current stadium or eventually move to a brand new site elsewhere in the city. This latest development suggests serious progress is finally being made behind the scenes. In an official statement released on Tuesday afternoon, Newcastle confirmed they had completed the acquisition of a significant portion of the Grade 1 listed Leazes Terrace complex, located directly behind the East Stand. The purchase includes the northern, southern and western sections of the historic structure, including all sides facing St James's Park, as well as most of the eastern side, although a smaller block of privately owned residences remains untouched. Newcastle described the deal as a strategic purchase tied to the club's long-term planning around the future of the stadium. The statement explained that the acquisition gives the club greater flexibility while continuing to evaluate all realistic and achievable options regarding the future of St James's Park. Importantly, Newcastle also stressed their commitment to preserving the historic building and confirmed there are currently no plans to alter its existing use as student accommodation. The club added that the investment would have no impact on Newcastle's football spending or transfer plans. Naturally, the purchase has immediately fueled speculation that Newcastle may now be leaning towards redeveloping or expanding St James's Park, rather than relocating entirely. Owning more of the surrounding land could potentially open up opportunities to increase capacity beyond the current 52,000 seats, or even support a more extensive rebuild of parts of the stadium. According to The Athletic, the deal is believed to have cost Newcastle somewhere between £20 million and £25 million. However, reports also caution against jumping to conclusions too quickly. The Athletic's Chris Waugh noted that the acquisition should not automatically be interpreted as confirmation that Newcastle will definitely remain at the current site long-term. Instead, it is viewed internally as a move designed to create more options and flexibility before a final decision is made. Both possibilities, a major redevelopment of St James's Park or a completely new stadium project elsewhere, reportedly remain under consideration. Still, after years of uncertainty and slow-moving discussions, this feels like one of the clearest signs yet that Newcastle's ownership group are finally beginning to accelerate plans for the club's future home. Whether that ultimately means transforming St James's Park or creating something entirely new, momentum around the project is clearly building. Then, in some transfer news, Newcastle United's search for a new goalkeeper appears to be intensifying, with fresh reports from Germany claiming the Magpies are now in concrete discussions over a move for Werder Bremen stopper Mio Backhaus. According to Sky Germany journalist Florian Plettenberg, Newcastle are among several clubs actively pursuing the 22-year-old after his impressive breakthrough season in the Bundesliga. Backhaus has established himself as Werder Bremen's undisputed first-choice goalkeeper this season, making 32 league appearances and emerging as one of the standout young keepers in Germany. Standing at 6'4", the German-Japanese goalkeeper combines an imposing physical presence with calm distribution and composure under pressure, qualities increasingly valued by clubs searching for modern ball-playing goalkeepers. Plettenberg reports that Werder Bremen would ideally prefer to keep Backhaus, but are under pressure to generate transfer income this summer. As a result, the Bundesliga side are believed to value the goalkeeper at around £17 million or €20 million, despite his contract running until 2028. Discussions are reportedly ongoing with multiple clubs including Newcastle, although no agreement has yet been reached. Newcastle are far from alone in the race. Freiburg are also pushing for the goalkeeper domestically, while Brighton remain long-term admirers after monitoring his development closely as part of their recruitment strategy focused on emerging European talent. Interest from Italy is also growing, with both Inter Milan and AC Milan said to have made inquiries regarding the player's availability. Despite the competition, reports suggest a move to the Premier League strongly appeals to Backhaus. Further signs that Werder Bremen may already be preparing for his departure have also emerged. The German side are reportedly in advanced talks to sign Arsenal loanee Karl Hein permanently, a move many believe would effectively pave the way for Backhouse to leave. For Newcastle, the need to address the goalkeeper position is becoming increasingly clear. Nick Pope remains a strong shot stopper, but after turning 34 this year, long-term succession planning has become unavoidable. Concerns over injuries, distribution, and occasional errors have only added to the growing belief that Newcastle need to evolve in that department. Meanwhile, Aaron Ramsdale's temporary spell is expected to come to an end this summer, leaving Newcastle still searching for a goalkeeper capable of competing immediately while potentially becoming the club's long-term number one. Backhouse appears to fit that profile perfectly. Young, highly rated, and already gaining experience at senior level, he aligns closely with Newcastle's broader recruitment model under Eddie Howe and Ross Wilson. The Magpies have also been linked with several other goalkeepers in recent months, including James Trafford and Ewan Yowan, suggesting the club are carefully assessing multiple options before making a final decision. Whether Newcastle can move quickly enough to beat Brighton, Freiburg, and the Italian giants to Backhouse's signature could now become one of the more intriguing battles of the summer transfer window. Still, as strengthening the defense is expected to be one of Newcastle United's biggest priorities this summer, and fresh reports suggest Benfica centre-back Antonio Silva is once again firmly on the club's radar. Ever since Ross Wilson arrived at St James's Park, lowering the average age of the squad has been one of the key themes behind Newcastle's recruitment strategy. The defense, in particular, has been an area heavily reliant on experienced players, making it a natural focus for change during the upcoming transfer window. Several senior defenders are already on their way out. Kieran Trippier, who is attracting interest from Wolves, Emil Kraft and Jamal Lascelles, are all expected to depart before next season begins, while uncertainty still surrounds Fabian Schär's future. Veteran goalkeeper John Ruddy is also moving on, further accelerating Newcastle's squad refresh. The challenge for Newcastle now is replacing that experience with younger players capable of contributing immediately at Premier League level, something far easier said than done. One name that continues to resurface is Benfica defender Antonio Silva. According to Portuguese outlet Record via Sport Witness, Newcastle are once again monitoring the situation closely and could be preparing to make a move if circumstances become favourable. The 22-year-old centre-back is entering the final year of his contract at Benfica, creating an unusual situation for the Portuguese giants, who have spent recent transfer windows successfully resisting major interest in the player. Benfica are reportedly desperate to secure Silva on a new long-term deal, but the longer negotiations continue without an agreement, the more vulnerable the club becomes to serious offers from abroad. Newcastle are believed to be watching developments carefully. Reports suggest Benfica president Rui Costa is even prepared to hand Silva the captaincy in an attempt to convince him to stay, underlining just how highly the club rates him. However, uncertainty surrounding Benfica's managerial situation could complicate matters. Current manager Jose Mourinho is reportedly expected to leave for Real Madrid, potentially influencing Silva's thinking over his own future. From Newcastle's perspective, Silva would appear to be an ideal long-term replacement for Fabian Schär. Despite still being only 22, the Portuguese international already possesses significant top-level experience, including around 20 senior caps for Portugal. He has also previously attracted serious interest from clubs such as Juventus, reinforcing his reputation as one of Europe's most promising young defenders. Comfortable in possession, intelligent positionally, and mature beyond his years, Silva possesses many of the qualities Newcastle value in a modern centre-back. Even with his contract situation becoming more delicate, Benfica are unlikely to allow him to leave cheaply. The Portuguese club have built a reputation for driving hard bargains in the transfer market and will almost certainly demand a substantial fee despite the risk of losing him for free next year. Still, if Newcastle genuinely want to reshape their defence with younger elite-level talent, Antonio Silva feels like exactly the caliber of player they should be targeting. Then, in terms of attacking recruitment, Newcastle United are among several Premier League clubs closely monitoring Hoffenheim winger Bazumana Tour, following reports that the Bundesliga side are now preparing for his departure this summer. Hoffenheim narrowly missed out on Champions League qualification on the final day of the Bundesliga season after suffering a heavy 4-0 defeat to Borussia Mönchengladbach. allowing Stuttgart to secure fourth place ahead of them. According to Sky Germany, qualification for Europe's elite competition was viewed internally as the key factor that could have convinced Toure to remain at the club. Without it, an exit now appears increasingly likely. That development has immediately alerted several English clubs. Liverpool, Manchester United, Aston Villa and Newcastle United have all been credited with interest in the 20-year-old Ivory Coast international, who has enjoyed a sensational breakthrough campaign in Germany. Since arriving from Swedish side Hammarby in early 2025, Toure has rapidly developed into one of Hoffenheim's most exciting attacking players. Across all competitions, he has contributed 5 goals and 15 assists, while becoming a major creative force in the Bundesliga. His explosive pace and direct running style have made him particularly difficult to defend against. Toure has reportedly clocked speeds close to 36 km per hour, placing him among the fastest players in Germany, but it is his acceleration over short distances that has earned him the nickname, the Hurricane. Primarily operating from the left wing, Toure thrives in 1-versus-1 situations. He possesses the traditional qualities of an old-school winger: aggressive dribbling, quick changes of direction, and the ability to either cut inside or attack the outside channel. Those traits are increasingly valuable in modern football, especially against aggressive man-marking defensive systems where individual attacking quality can decide matches. There is still room for refinement in his decision-making and final ball, but the raw talent is undeniable. Initially, Hoffenheim were believed to value Toure closer to €50 million, hoping to secure a club record transfer fee. However, missing out on Champions League football has reportedly weakened their negotiating position considerably. Sky Germany now claim the Bundesliga side are prepared to consider offers in the region of 30 to 40 million, a figure that could tempt several Premier League clubs into making serious moves. For Newcastle, Toure would fit the type of profile the club appears to be prioritizing this summer. Young, explosive, high-upside talent capable of developing into an elite-level player. With uncertainty surrounding Anthony Gordon's future and Newcastle actively searching for more pace and unpredictability in wide areas, it is easy to understand why the Magpies are keeping close tabs on the Hoffenheim star. Competition for his signature is likely to be fierce, though, especially with clubs such as Liverpool and Manchester United also monitoring the situation closely. Then finally, in a major development, if you would want to know the truth behind a recently done deal, click the video link on screen now.